Welcome back, each and everyone watching Mama Rukakasabo Television. Thank you for being with us again to be with me, Kamikaze Gislaine. Now let's kick off with the news headlines. Rwanda has signed 43 million military cooperation agreement in 3 years. Musenyi Cell residents in Nyagatare celebrate access to clean water as 2026 begins. On the international news, Junta leader Doumbouya declared winner of Guinea'S presidential election. Now let's take a short break. We're back on the news details. Welcome back. Let's start our news in Rwanda. Rwanda has signed 43 security and defense cooperation agreements with partner countries, nearly half of them concluded in the past 3 years, the Ministry of Defense has announced. 9 agreements were signed in 2025 alone, with negotiations ongoing for 21 more. The surge in partnership led to the creation of the Directorate of General International Military Cooperation 3 years ago to coordinate Rwanda's growing defense ties. IMC Director General Brigadier General Patrick Karetwa said the agreement covers joint exercises, military training, intelligence sharing, counterterrorism, cybersecurity procurement, peacekeeping, and military operation. Africa remains the main focus of Rwanda's military cooperation, supported by deployments in Mozambique and the Central African Republic, alongside major contribution to UN peacekeeping missions. Rwanda currently has over 2,000 troops serving with UN MIS in South Sudan. Karetwa said Rwanda's approach combines military and diplomatic engagement, reflecting international trust in the Rwanda Defense Forces and the country's commitment to regional and global security. Moving ahead, residents of Musenyi Cell in Karangazi sector, Nyagatare district, have welcomed the start of 2026 with access to clean water, expressing gratitude to the government of Rwanda led by President Paul Kagame. The newly installed water pipeline serves 4 villages that previously relied on contaminated pond water, exposing families to health risks and poor sanitation. The solar-powered systems draw water from a protected source and follows area phases implemented in 2024 in the same cell. Beneficiaries say the project has ended years of hardship, including long distance walked to fetch and save water. The project was implemented by Water Access Rwanda at a cost of over 100 million Rwandan francs. According to the organization, more than 86,000 people have so far benefited from similar projects, with plans to construct additional water resources in Karangazi and Guinea'S sectors. Eastern Province Governor Pidance Ruingisa praised the initiative and urged residents to protect the infrastructure, emphasizing that the water is vital to health and development. Turning to the next story, Rwanda is advancing to plan to convert about 12,100 powered motorcycles to electric vehicles to tackle noise and air pollution while cutting operation costs for riders. The initiative, led by the University of Rwanda's College of Science and Technology in partnership with Rwanda's Electric Mobility, assesses the technical, economic, and environmental feasibility of large-scale retrofitting. So far, around 120 motorcycles have been converted under various projects, and plans are in place to retrofit 30,000 more in the next 3 years. Retrofitting costs about 800,000 Rwandan francs bike, significantly less than the new electric model, which costs around 2.1 million. Challenges include high upfront costs and the need to expanded battery swap and charging infrastructure. Authorities are introducing installment payments plans and training local technicians to meet demand. Expanded battery recycling and rescue systems are also being developed to support sustainability. Now let's take a short break to be back on the international news.
Bakiriya bacu beza, Smart Home yahoze ari Danube Home, tubifurije Noheli nziza n'umwaka mushya muhire wa 2026. Muri izi mpera z'umwaka tubafitiye promosiyo ya 25% discount plus free selected gift. Urugero, uragura intebe kuri discount ya 25% tukakongeza ameza cyangwa akabati ka televiziyo cyangwa imisego yo mu ntebe. Uragura igitanda kuri discount ya 25% tukakongeza bed cover cyangwa imisego yo ku buriri cyangwa amashuka. Uragura kandi table à manger kuri discount ya 25% tukakongeza ibisorori cyangwa ibyombo. Si ibyo gusa kandi kuko icyo wagura cyose muri izi mpera z'umwaka muri Smart Home urahabwa igabanyirizwa rya 25 ndetse ugatombora impano ishimishije. Nuguhera tariki ya 8 kugeza 31 Ukuboza 2025. Icyitonderwa, amategeko n'amabwiriza birakurikizwa. Dukorera KBC Kimihurura, waduhamagara cyangwa ukatwandikira kuri nimero ya telefone ikurikira 0788 90 50 90.
Dream Properties niyo company ya mbere kandi y'abanyamwuga mu kubaka inzu zigezweho kandi udahenzwe. Dream Properties muri iminsi ya promotion kuri service zose, aho hari igabanyirizwa ridasanzwe, bakaba bahanga mu gukora ibishushanyo by'amazu byihariye ku buryo inzu yawe nta handi wayibona ku isi. Dream Properties bakora finissage y'amazu mu buryo bwihariye. Dream Properties bagufasha kuvugurura inzu yawe kandi ikajyana n'igihe ndetse igasa neza. Bakora interior design, exterior design, bakora ibikoni bigezweho, gutunganya inzu z'ubucuruzi ndetse bakanagusabira autorisation de bâtir ku buntu. Tandukana no kubaka inzu idahwanye n'amafaranga washoyeho. Turabanyamwuga kandi turizi, kabone niyo waba uri kure tukubakira nk'uyibereye. Duhamagare kuri 079 48 86 053. Wanasura website yacu wa@dreampropertyrwanda.com no ku mbuga nkoranyambaga zose bitwa Dream Properties Rwa. Dukorera mu nyubako TCB House floor ya 3. Dream Properties, your dream, our mission.
Welcome back. On the international news, Junta leader General Mamadi Doumbouya was declared the winner of Guinea's presidential election according to incomplete results released late on Tuesday. Sandra Tumukunde has more to this story.
Let's start with international news. In Africa, Junta leader General Mamadi Doumbouya was declared the winner of Guinea's presidential election according to a complete result released late on Tuesday. The vote is the first presidential election since the coup that ousted President Alpha Condé in 2021 and is widely seen as means of legitimizing Doumbouya's stay in power. A complete result announced on Tuesday gave him 86.7% of votes counted so far. Doumbouya faced 8 other candidates, but the opposition has been weakened by the crackdown on this seat and the dissolution of more than 50 political parties. Major opposition candidates were either barred from running or are in exile. Yellow Ball, a former education minister in Condé's government, came a distant second with 6.5% of the votes. The Daily Collects say that 80.9% of the 6.7 million registered voters had cast their ballot. The vote was held under a new constitution approved in a referendum in September. It revokes a ban on military leaders running for office and extends the presidential term from 5 years to 7. Turning to our next story, hundreds of women lined up for a marathon in Lani's resort island of Kish in early December wearing matching shorts and leggings with hair tied loosely behind their backs. In a country where ignoring dress codes could land you heft, fines, and prison sentences, the learners turned their focuses on the course ahead, ignoring government directives and the complimentary headscarf pressed by the race organizers in the marathon starter park in anticipation of the violation. Now, concluding our international news, Israel says it will suspend more than 3 dozen humanitarian organizations called Doctor Without Borders for failing to meet its new laws for aid groups working in the whole Gaza Strip. MSF, one of the largest medical groups operating in Gaza, where the health sector has been targeted and largely destroyed, says Israel's decision will have catastrophic effect on its work in the enclave, where it supports about 20% of hospital beds and 1/3 of deaths. The organization also denied Israel's accusation about its staff. Dr. James Smith, a British who has volunteered in Gaza and then was denied re-entry by Israeli authorities, has told Al Jazeera that the ruthless restriction on aid organization will make the already horrific humanitarian crisis even more horrific. Israel's genocide war on Gaza has killed at least 71,266 Palestinians and wounded 171,222 since it began in October 2023. A total of 1,139 people were killed in Israel during the October 7, 2023 attacks, and about 200 were taken captive. This is the end of international news. My name is Tumukunde Saul Sandra, and this is Mama Rwagasawo TV.
As we come to the end of the news edition, let's remind you of the top stories that we talked about. Rwanda has signed 43 million military cooperation agreement in 3 years. Musenyise residents in Nyagatare district celebrates access to water as 2026 begins. On the international news, Junta leader Doumbouya declared winner of Guinea's presidential election. And this marks the end of today's news edition, wishing you all a blessed year of 2026. Stay tuned.